Great ideas can come from everywhere and everyone. And we are that organization where differences are truly valued. For us, diversity breeds innovation, and hence, diversity, equity, and inclusion is not just the right but also the smart thing to do. Gender, age, sexual orientation, or varied physical abilities, a lot defines us. We respect the differences and have employee resource groups, learning and targeted development programs, and much more, so that each of us can proudly be who we are. Join us and be part of an organization where contributions are valued and everyone grows together as a family.
I hope that video gave you some insight on our diversity and inclusion focus. I'd like to now take you through the various methods and initiatives through which we have enabled an inclusive environment at Ford. Going on to the next slide. Okay. DEI was also a key focus when we were planning the construction of our new facility that came up about 3 or 4 years ago. We have incorporated inclusive work restrooms, braille signage for meeting rooms, as well as a daycare center, wellness facilities, and nursing rooms for new mothers. We have also enabled closed caption option for all our online meetings. We are making sure that our campus isn't just a place to work, it's a place where you feel taken care of. One of the usual areas where everyone tends to focus while talking about enabling diversity is policies. At Ford, we decided to take a step further by creating some really inclusive policies, from parental leave that acknowledges all types of families to insurance that recognizes everyone, including for gender affirmation surgery. And recently, we have rolled out reimbursement for job aids for employees with disabilities too. And it's not just about the big stuff. It's the day-to-day inclusivity that really makes a difference. But we went beyond policies and empowered our volunteer-driven employee resource groups to take our diversity message forward. In fact, this has been one of the most powerful initiatives to drive conversation, and it's at the heartbeat of our diversity efforts, I would say, driving initiatives that educate all of us at Ford, ask the right questions, celebrate differences, and bring us all together. Whether it's through, next slide, please. Whether it's through cultural celebrations, educational sessions, or support networks, our ERGs are where the magic of our communities happen. They are a big part of what makes Ford feel like home. Now, I'd just like to point out that we may have policies, infrastructure, and all of that in place. We also ensure that our employees are constantly trained to embrace inclusive practices, from educating team members on gender spectrum diversity to sensitizing them on considering accessibility for people with disabilities. We have it all covered. We have created inclusive language guidebooks for both facilitators and employees to ensure DEI in day-to-day communication and also to avoid unconscious biases, microaggressions, and to introduce the idea of psychological safety. We also look to bring in diversity of thought by ensuring that everybody has a seat at the table. For example, we encourage our newly joined employees to bring their insights on different topics, and they are part of our ERG called the Ford Next Gen. Empowering women to take on leadership roles is something that we are really passionate about at FBS, because this is really where gender representation is most visible and certainly lacking. Through targeted learning and mentorship programs, we are giving high potential women the tools they need to climb the ladder. The success stories that are coming out of these programs have been incredible, with participants moving into leadership positions and making their mark at Ford. When we celebrate diversity at Ford, we celebrate all kinds of diversity. We have got events like Pride at Ford and initiatives that shine a spotlight on the LGBTQ+ community and their achievements. It's about more than just acceptance. It's about celebration and education. We conduct sessions that open up conversations about allyship, mental health, and more. It's all about creating a space where everyone feels they can truly be themselves. So this is really where all of our ERG groups come up with engagement activities. And we have this unique thing of our DEI initiatives going hand in hand with our wellness programs, as well as any kind of celebrations that we have on campus. So a number of initiatives that the ERGs tie up with the respective stakeholders so that, we have many of these are really topics that intersect each other and have an impact on each other. Next slide, okay. Besides being recognized as a great place to work, these are just some of the places where our DEI efforts have been recognized. So lots of our programs and policies and initiatives have really been recognized and are prize-winning in various forums. Now I would like to hand over to my colleagues Kavita and Rakesh, who will really talk about how all of this comes together when we talk about improving diversity and really institutionalizing inclusion in one of the teams that they are part of. So over to you. Thank you, Jim. Yeah. Go.
So, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So good morning, and thank you, GP. Good morning, everyone. I am Kavita, and Rakesh and I represent our skill team, Global Data Insights and Analytics, part of Ford. We are a tech team in Ford, providing data insights and actionable recommendations, GenAI recommendations for decision-making support across all Ford business operations globally, ranging from marketing and sales, manufacturing operations, supply chain, quality, reliability, and customer service, and also into Ford Credit. So we span across horizontal, across all Ford operations, as GP mentioned. So now we would be representing here to share our journey in improving diversity, equity, and inclusion within GDINA. So GDINA being data team, will start with data. So the first one probably is all of us have heard multiple times, is the representation of women in leadership roles. Within our skill team, by adopting all the programs and initiatives that GP mentioned, we were able to raise from 15% to 33% from 2020 to 2023 in leadership roles, women in leadership roles. And overall gender diversity, I can proudly state we are at 31%, and the returnship program at Ford Reimagine has been a really high impact program for our skill team, and we represent 50% of the Reimagine candidates hired in Ford Business Solutions. And we were able to adopt to the program of Insights and Top Rights, which are specifically designed to upskill women for leadership roles. So not only our journey starts at sourcing. We look at the entire journey from sourcing, from hiring, and also creating a right pipeline for leadership roles. So programs such as Insights and Top Rights really helped us. We had 9 candidates attended those programs, and 7 of them have been able to move to leadership roles. Now we'll focus on how we were able to adopt to those initiatives. Moving on to next slide. So the first one is, let me talk about Reimagine Hiring. So when we say returnship programs, it not only provides a platform for women looking to get back into the workforce, but it's a truly win-win situation. Right? So when we offer this platform and we get really, really motivated candidates back on workforce, and it's a personal experience in my team and also other teams in my skill team, that we have experienced really good successes with Reimagine candidates. And we have had 100% conversions of those candidates, and some of them we were able to confirm early. The program itself gives a period of 6 months for confirmation, but they have done really well that we were able to confirm many of them even in a span of 3 to 4 months. So it's been a really good program, the high impact program which Ford is offering, and we were able to adapt to. And I would like to ask Rakesh to cover this.
Thanks, Kavita. So some of the other programs that we have is Pathfinders and Candid Tales. In essence, both are similar. So it's conducted like a fireside chat, but the difference is Candid Tales is more about senior women leaders coming and talking to employees, sharing their journey, maybe the hardships that they faced while they went up the ladder. And Pathfinders is more about women employees who faced personal challenges, and how they sort of moved ahead and sort of came their way through that. And we being part of GDIA, one of our sort of job description or responsibility is to democratize analytics, or what you call Gen AI, all these in these days, to larger Ford business solution. So we had targeted tech series learning program for women employees, and we recently conducted a session on large language models and cloud computing. And I know we talked about men as allies in the previous sessions also. So we make a targeted effort to nominate and recognize male allies who actually stand out and sort of make inclusivity in our sort of job roles. And in terms of engagement activities, so I think now it's more of conscious effort. With the slide that you saw where we sort of expanded from 1998 to 2024 and beyond, I think we need to make a conscious effort to sort of know our team members. And with this hybrid work mode, so half the time you don't even know who's sitting next to you. So we have networking events specifically targeting that. And we also have learning and development fair. We had recently had a Google Cloud Computing fair also to sort of ensure that we do a networking on that aspect. So with that, I think, yeah, it's a wrap from this. Thank you.
Yeah. So that was really a sort of holistic view of what we do at Ford. Quite frankly, nothing that you would not be familiar with or not would have practiced in many of the organizations. But what I think has been powerful for us is to really bring it all together and therefore drive the message about how important this is and creating a workforce which truly will support this journey of inclusion and feel a sense of belonging as well. So that's really a summary of everything that we have done. And I think this is a journey that we have been on, but focus has been primarily on gender. But in the last few years, we have been very conscious that, it's about every other identity that is important, that we need to sort of ensure we are providing the kind of, consider them as unique and allow them that space. Any questions? Happy to sort of take them.